Hey guys, Ryan Bidoff here, blogging from Paradise. It's my site. It's my blog. You can find it at bloggingfromparadise.com. I teach people how to become professional bloggers. I sell courses, blogging courses. I sell blogging ebooks, networking ebooks in there too. Ebooks on how to travel the world. Do it full time. So, now that that's aside, the worldly stuff, I want to talk about the fact that there's two emotions: love, which is reality, which is truth, which is the only emotion that exists, and fear, which is an illusion. It's not real. It doesn't exist. Okay. Sounds simple enough, right? Cool. Now look at your life. Does that statement ring true? If you're like me and most other minds out there, you've gone through a journey where fear seems so real, where it feels so real, where it appears to be so real, where you look around you in your mind and you project this world where fear seems to dominate, where it seems to rule. And in the world, it does, because the world was created, as the Course says, as an attack on God. Now, this may sound nuts at first, but before you say it's crazy, think of God, which is love, which is reality, which is true. God is truth, God is love, God is reality, is light. God is spirit, which created spirit, you. All the other stuff the ego added is its creation. And you'll know that God has nothing to do with that stuff and with the world because of the very fact that you see hate and that you see war. Love can't create hate. It doesn't know what hate is. Love can't create war. It doesn't know what war is. Love can't create anything in time and space because it's timeless and no sense of space. It's eternal. It's spirit. Spirit creates spirit. David Hoffmeister, Course in Miracles teacher. Spirit comes from spirit. Matter comes from nothing. So the world was created in fear. And you'll know when you pay very close attention to it because you'll see, of course, the light and the love can shine through and does shine through when you train your mind to see it. So you'll see the spirit shining through the symbols. You'll see the love and forgiveness and overlooking of the fear, all that good stuff. Yet the form itself, the things, they die. Correct? On a worldly level, they die, but they fade away. Like this body, it will fade away. It's guaranteed. And that's okay because it's not real anyway. Even though, of course, a part of me in my mind, part of my mind still thinks it's very real. I still think I'm Ryan Bidoff and not the Christ. I still think I'm a time-space creature. But the more I look within my mind and I spend more time in quiet, and of course, I do the Course in Miracles lessons, Jesus just reminds me gently that you are the Christ. So are you. So is every form of life. Yet, there are only two emotions, love and fear. Look at your life now. How much are you doing from fear in your mind? How much are you doing from love? And by love, I don't mean the worldly definition of love, which is fear. Like, I love my kids and I will defend them. That's fear. You only defend what you're afraid to, what you fear losing. I'm talking about no conditions to the love. So never asking. The second you ask, it's not love because there's a condition. Uh-oh. This goes for husbands, wives, kids. Like, you'll see the world like, oh man, now I'm starting to get it. If you go there. If you don't go there, you won't make these realizations, and you'll just say, this is nuts. There's more than two emotions, but there are only two emotions in one illusion, and one of them's real. Just like when cameras fall during live videos that are taped, actually. So we'll keep it going. When you observe your life now and you spend time in quiet to see what's going on, you may observe that you're making many choices from fear. And the more you choose from fear that's sitting in your mind, like I'm afraid of this in my mind, I'll choose to do that. You invest more deeply in the world and its illusion, because fear is not real. It seems real. It feels very real. It feels very uncomfortable. It seems real, but God didn't create it. Love doesn't create fear. When you start using basic logic, love can't create fear. God is pure love. God is pure light. It can't create shadow. Something I read in the course today, one of the lessons that Jesus laid out was, the more you step into the Christ mind. And when I'm saying Christ, guys, do not take that as religious. Do not take that as Christian or Catholic, because the ego will say, well, I'm not a part of that. The Christ is life. It's light. It's God. It's every life form is just every spirit. Every time you see life in any form, that life is God, but it's only spirit. That's the only real part of it, which is really quite beneficial, because you see when you step into the form, that's when the problems begin. And you identify with the form and you fall in love with the form, because that's all fear. And the more you invest in the world, in the illusion, in fear, life becomes the illusion, the appearance of hell. So let's say, like all of us, we've invested so heavily in the body, in the form, and we're thinking, oh my God, this is it. This is the answer. And then a body or a form goes away. Someone dies. Your mom dies. Your worldly dad dies. We'll say mom and dad. The body dies. The body dies. And then there's grieving in the egoic mind, because there's this deep fear of loss, because you believed not that your parent was a spirit, was pure love, but that they were the body. And then you carry that fear around in your mind. It's an illusion. They weren't that body. Yet if you don't express it and you don't face it, you will carry that fear around for as long in your mind, as long as you decide to carry it around and not express it. Does that make sense logically, to carry a fear around when they were never that body? And then you'll see it, quote unquote, ruins so many aspects of your life, because you keep making this decision from, oh my God, I'm afraid to lose. Fear is an illusion. Only love is real. Of Course in Miracles. And then life just gets dicier and more depressing, more scary. And then the more you carry the fear in your mind, you'll see it being reflected back to you through, let's say you follow the news, which is pure fear. And then you'll be afraid of this and you'll be afraid of that. And it's like you have this infinite being of love who is without limit. Your mind is unlimited power. There's no limit to it, because God created it, and God has no limit. That mind could do anything. That's literal. Okay? That's literal. Yet, when you cling to the illusion of fear and you don't admit to yourself how much you're doing from fear, you're thinking fear. Fear's in your mind. You're doing this because you're afraid. You're doing that because you're afraid. You'll think you're nothing. Well, technically you are nothing, you're spirit, but you'll think you are powerless and you have no power, and that the world dominates you. And that's exactly why the world was created, to make you think. It's created by the ego to make you think you're the ego. It's created by fear to make you afraid. And as David says, A Course in Miracles teacher, it's a death wish. There's only two emotions, guys, love and fear. There's nothing else. Love is real, fear is an illusion. begin honestly, if you want to start having fun and start seeing who you really are, owning and expressing the fears that you're harboring, that you've pushed out of awareness, that you're consciously aware of, that you've chosen to surrender to. When you begin to express them, they go away. It feels scary or feels uncomfortable when you're facing and feeling these fears. But when they go away, you release them. That's another marker, another realization that you make in terms of fear being an illusion, because you felt it, which felt really uncomfortable, and then it's gone, and you're like, oh man, that wasn't real. It was a feeling that I thought I had, and I appeared to have it, but if it were real, it would be forever. See what I mean? Like, the only thing that's real is forever. God, spirit, love. Love is real, fear is an illusion. When fear is fleeting, that proves that it's not real. God can't create fear. Love can't create fear. Eternity can't create something that's fleeting. That's why time and space, this whole trick the ego created based in fear and hate, and attack on God, it's an illusion. And it's not comfortable to start making these seeming quantum leaps to the ego in the beginning, because it's so different from what you've had drilled into your mind from the ego, from the illusory matrix. Fear, control, domination. Yet the more you migrate within, thinking that word migrate, into your mind, you're going to see there's only two emotions, and there's the love of God, just pure love, fun, joy, playfulness, and making decisions from that intent, from the Holy Spirit guiding you, from love, following love. Life's really fun. And then as you go deeper into your mind, you'll unearth different fears that have been there. Still doing it, guys. But then again, with me doing that, look at the choices Kelly and I have made, my wife Kelly of livelifemadeorder.com, from love and not fear, even though it felt really uncomfortable to act from love, to decide from love. We've circled the globe for 11 years now. Yeah, it's an illusion, I get it. But the symbols, the symbolic globe, symbolic world, we get to spread love and see that we're really all one. And the world isn't scary and dangerous. And it's fun to experience, even if it's an illusion, it's fun to experience the symbols. It's fun to experience the symbols and to see the light shining through, to see the love. That's what's fun about traveling the world. You see the love from all over. You're so afraid of this place and that place and these people and these cultures. But Kelly and I listen to the Holy Spirit. We listen to our intuition, to our gut that said, circle the globe, start online businesses. And it's not so much starting the business or doing the worldly stuff, but it's just show the world that there's love and not fear. And so many people have so many fears in their mind regarding travel. And by us doing it and by being an example, it inspires them to conquer their fears so they could open up to the love. It's a beautiful life, guys. It really is. It's a beautiful life when you follow love and you just keep facing your fears and you see that they're illusions. But it all starts with you honestly, genuinely sitting down right now in a quiet spot, or later today if you're at work and you're watching this, or you work in your business, and saying, how many life choices, my family life, spouse, job, business, whatever, am I making from fear that's sitting in my mind because I'm afraid of something happening, something that did happen? And when you begin to say, okay, I'm doing this because I'm afraid, and you express those fears, the I'm afraid feelings, you're going to see that it was an illusion, and you'll be guided by spirit, your intuition, Jesus, your gut, whoever, to make decisions from love and not fear. And when you listen to them, it'll be uncomfortable because it'll feel so unfamiliar. You'll be so used to acting afraid. And then you'll get reflections from people around you who've been acting from fear in their mind. Oh, that's dangerous. There's this, there's that. That's just helping you see where you're at. the more you move in that direction, life's going to become really interesting, really fascinating. And you'll see more and more that it's an illusion, that fear is an illusion, and that only love's real, only spirit's real. And it will be fun. Like, it'll feel fun and playful. Like when you see little kids playing and having fun, they're following love. And you'll be doing that as an adult. I'm going to circle the globe. Oh, I'm going to Fiji now. I'm going to Bali and started this business, or whatever it is for you, whatever your journey is. If it's just a 1 week long trip to Bali, you'll follow your intuitive guidance, spirit, to have fun, to spread love, to help, to inspire. And that's the point. That's why we're here, to wake up from the dream, to wake up from this idea that you're an ego, you're the ego, you're the body, you die, like all that stuff. And it's like, no, 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 no. That's an illusion created by the ego, but there are only two emotions. So guys, that's it for today. My blogging advice, insights. I go heavily into mindset with the blogging stuff too, guys. It's not all just practical tips, which are practical, quote unquote, on the worldly level. You know, we still believe in the symbols so the ego could use them. Ego, I shouldn't say the ego as much, but we're still like, you know, maybe a crutch or whatever, and believe in them. So that's it for today, guys. Until next time, you know what to do. Enjoy paradise all.